Hello and welcome back. I just want to get right into this video. I was going to talk about something, but I've been listening to this beautiful woman speak for about some time now, and I think that the way she explains some of these things might be extremely useful to anyone to hear, so I'd like to just share this on my platform. So for this video, we'll just be listening to someone who I feel can explain a little bit better than myself.
Is a very difficult job. And that's where the inner work through meditation, in Buddhist terms, is simply the tool that you use to see yourself. It's easy to talk about them out there and very easy to point it out to some other person. So hard to taste it, to experience it in your own being. And this just takes time. This just takes time, that's all. Just time. Just be patient. It is possible. Definite. And the more you do it, naturally, just like the more you play the piano, if you obey all the right rules of the, piano playing, it is logic that you will get better. Same with looking at your mind. According to the system you're using, let's say the Buddhist one, and you apply the appropriate rules, there are rules of doing things, there are ways to do things that are skillful, that have come from other people's experience that have worked. Then it is logical if you do all the right thing. It will bring the results. That's why we should persevere. It's logic. Just have the hope true. Any more questions? Yes. Yes.
I can't hear the question either. We'll just have to... She's I'm not sure what Buddhist philosophy, psychology, and so on.
Yes, I understand. No, not at all. No. I really see the point you're making, and I think when we have gone through our thing, then that's the time maybe to move. Because it's almost, if you're looking from a wisdom point of view, which is how you're talking, your work, then this external world called your job, your relationship, is the sort of the ground in which you do all that work. And when you've done all your work, and you get this distancing from it, and you say, okay, well maybe all you're saying is, wow, I've done the job, bye-bye, move on from this one. And this could be the same in a relationship. And it's not necessarily negative. The reason we mostly leave jobs and relationships now is because we get angry and we get bored. And our attachment gets bored, so we want to have something else to titillate, to excite us. So if the reason is because you're really working on yourself and you've now finished that work, keep moving, honey, as quick as you like. If that's, you've got to be clear. But if it's just another way of avoiding something, I don't like him, I'll change, get a more handsome one. This job's boring, because all these people are creeps, I'm going to get another nice one. Well, then it gets all exciting, that looks really great, then you get more of that, and then we go on again. We all know. The test. I think, yes, when you are involved with the work you're doing inside your own mind. So basically the question is this. If what you're doing in your life, the outside world, is actually, there's two purposes, in Buddhist terms, there's two reasons to do anything. That's to develop this wing or to develop this wing. So if whatever you're doing is actually helping you practice patience and humility and lessening your attachment and lessening your anger, then it's a fantastic thing to do. Or if whatever you're doing is increasing your love and your ability to help others, then it's a fantastic thing to do. If you can really assess that, then the answer will be clear. And don't try to make it perfect. It doesn't matter, It's all right. Learn. So you leave, you take another job, and you'll learn from it. Learn from your mistakes. Don't be afraid not to make it perfect. You understand? You see what I'm saying? It's okay. But in general, if you have this feeling, time is finished. The car has run out. The gas tank has run out. You've done your job there. Time to move on. Don't try to make it perfect. Don't try to think, well, I'm not sure, I might do it for the wrong reason. That's okay, learn. Are we communicating?
I just said I had the experience where
Her name is Venerable Robina Courtin.
Oh, that's interesting.
Courtin.
Okay.
It's on cause and effect,
Sure. Yeah. Good. Be brave.
karma.
Be brave. So have the aspiration. This is the main thing. Have this motivation. Okay, it's sort of like you're walking on a road. I always use this example. For me, it's very good. It's like you're walking on a road and you haven't got a clue where the turnoff is. But so you don't panic. You don't take the wrong turn off. You don't stand still. You can't go back. You just keep moving. And you have the aspiration. May I do what is most beneficial. May I make the right turn off. So when you're going along with that motivation, when the time is right and all the conditions come together, oh, there it is. It's very clear. So have that aspiration. It will definitely become clear. Yeah, that's it. Meanwhile, work on patience. But have the aspiration. That's the cause. They often have this little phrase in Buddhism that everything exists on the tip of the wish. Meaning the thought. May I do. And every day, may I, this and this in relationship, you want to kill him, and one day don't be surprised when you have your knife in your hand, you kill him. It doesn't come from nowhere.
Difficult to really understand without hearing a lot of the background. And I was listening to the video earlier. She wasn't into the question aspect as much and was going on more and had really built a lot of momentum in what she was saying. And so I apologize. It seems a little bit more sporadic now, probably hard to follow. One of the things that really struck with me was about meditation, and something that I have found to be true, not only practically, but I had a hunch that this was true even before I got into it. A lot of people will meditate in order to get away, to escape, to change their mind from positive or negative to positive. A lot of people use meditation as a kind of tranquilizer or a pill, a substitute for medicating themselves. And I found that if you take yourself away from the situation that you feel is causing you to feel that negativity in the first place, and then use that meditation in order to calm yourself down, then it's not really going to be that effective long term. It's not really going to be an effective use of meditation. It's not really going to change anything. As a matter of fact, it's only going to increase the likelihood that you're going to explode again and maybe feel even worse the next time that you're faced with that situation. When you're faced with someone that you feel is causing anger within you, and then you leave, and then you calm yourself down through what you feel is meditating, you're going to have this contrast between this negative state you were in and now this positive state that you're in. And all of a sudden, during this positive state, you're going to be trying to protect it. You're going to be in this protection mode of your positivity. And this protection mode, not wanting to lose it, is a very negative and destructive state of mind and energy to be in. So what happens is when you create a separate space in order for you to meditate, in order to calm yourself down, it's very important to not try to do this and then try to protect it once you have it. And this is why I don't like creating a separate space and going off to meditate as a kind of pill, because then when you're faced with the problem again, a lot of people can then explode, because all of a sudden what happens is that your peace is gone and that here's this person again, which caused my anger in the first place. I had to spend all this time in meditation to remove the anger. Now the anger is back. So it strengthens that wheel of blame, that cycle of blame and cycle of saying that you are the cause for why I feel this way, and now you did it again. You see, that's the fear, that's the possible negative side to going away from the situation and having to meditate in order to calm yourself down. It's not to say that this is going to happen. It's possible that a person can go away, meditate, and then come back, and then within that calm state of mind, see this person in a new light. And this is great. This is what you want, actually. But not very many people can do that. It's very difficult. And if you can do that, then great. Meditating in that separate space is going to be useful for you. If you can then bring that new state with you and face that person and situation with new eyes, more compassion, more understanding, to see that it's not him blaming you, or you're not, or causing, it's not him or her causing you to feel angry, but instead there was anger in you, and then you can deal with it. Well, then that's the step that I'm about to suggest that you should do in the first place. If you can, try to bring your meditation with you everywheres. Instead of going to a space to calm yourself down, which sometimes you may need to, try to do that practice right there in the situation. And I understand that sometimes it may feel impossible, but if you don't practice your meditation in the moment of the arising of your anger, you're going to miss the cause of it, and you're going to fall into this repetitive pattern of constantly missing the point. You're going to have your anger sweep over you before you have a chance to meet it with love. Meet it openly. When you can be aware and then the anger comes, it simply washes over you and it doesn't engulf you. It comes and goes. In meditation, the point of when you're dealing with anger is to or the point is for you not to take the situation or the anger personally. So yes, if you need to separate yourself, fine, of course. But if you are doing this in order to calm yourself down and you're avoiding the person and in anger, festering in your anger, and the thoughts in your mind are generating a story about how this person did this and how this person did that and and then you just kind of say, oh, I'm going to let it go, and then and it goes away, then you haven't really done anything except for pull the fuse or pull the plug on a balloon that's inflating, but you haven't actually pulled out the source of air. So the air is still going to be going in, and once you face that person again, then the balloon will, inflate again, and you're going to be faced with the same situation. So meditation is to have you clear your mind from the personal nature of the story in your head. Once you can detach from that personal nature of the story, then you bring your meditation with you. This is the problem. A lot of people will meditate in a space and then they'll leave the practice with them, or they'll leave the practice in that room, and then they'll go right back into their old attitude and way of thinking and face the world the same way they did before they meditated. Meditation just becomes a pill you pop to reduce the negativity inside of you. But in reality, what meditation is something that you use to detach from the personal nature, and then you need to keep that awareness of it to be ready, if you will, that something may happen again, and to be aware that something may happen again, so that when you notice something happens again, you can recognize the anger come up within you and notice that there it is again, and not to take it personally. And again, sometimes it's more difficult than others. Sometimes it's easier to take something less personal. Usually it depends on how attached you are to the person you're speaking with or the situation, or how long it's been that this situation has been coming or arising. But that's another story. Right now I'm simply just talking about how to meditate properly, and the point I'm trying to make is that we need to learn to bring our meditation with us. So when we're faced with a situation, I recommend meditating in the moment. I recommend never stopping your meditation. I recommend being aware as you can in every situation and having that be your practice that you are constantly doing. And if you feel as though this is causing you a lot of effort, then you're doing it wrong. And I'll use an analogy that I read in a book from Osho. He says, or in Eckhart Tolle, excuse me, he used the example of when a guitar player is tuning his guitar string, when you tighten the string too much, do you get the right sound? Or when you make the string too loose, do you get the right sound? And the answer is when you tune it, or when you tighten it just right, not too tight, not too loose. And the same thing is true when it comes to meditating constantly, mindfulness, being aware. You want to have a little bit of effort, but not so much that you feel as though it's work, and you feel an increasing sense of ickiness inside of you that will make you want to drop the whole thing altogether, and not so little that you're not aware of anything that's happening. This takes practice, and it needs to come from a sincere urge of wanting to not suffer anymore, and to understand that you can free yourself from your own repetitive, destructive thoughts and energy that's created in the forms of emotion within you. Knowing that you can free yourself from your negativity once, that means you know that you can do it again, and it simply takes a little bit of practice, just like learning how to tune a string on a guitar. It takes a bit of time before you can get that right sound. You need to develop the ability to hear the right, the note. And the same thing is true when it comes to learning to meditate all day, or developing mindfulness, so that you don't take things that come within you or happen to you so personally that it overwhelms you. So meditate always. If you need to separate yourself from a situation in order to calm yourself and to clear your mind, great. But make sure that you're not escaping. Make sure you're not blaming that person and leaving the situation in anger towards the situation. Make sure you're not leaving the situation in anger towards the person. Make sure that you leave the situation in understanding that you simply are overwhelmed right now. And the best you can do in this moment is to leave the situation, simply because you can't help yourself from overreacting right now. And then when you clear your space, your mind enough, you can then bring that meditation that you cultivated with you and use it in the situation, in the person again, in the same way that you wouldn't cook a meal without eating it, right? So meditation is the same thing. Meditation is basically cooking your meal, but then you need to eat it. You want to enjoy the fruits of your meditation. So that's practicing your clear state of mind, free from the personal nature of your thoughts, and then practicing it in the situation again. So as I say, you need to put yourself back in the situation that caused you to feel what you feel, in order to get over it, in order to detach. Because if you don't put yourself back in the situation, then your meditation becomes an escapism, and you never make any progress. And you're simply using it as a pill. You're not actually getting anywhere with your meditation. You might as well not meditate at all. Really, you might as well not at all, because you're not actually meditating. You're just cooking food without eating it, which doesn't make sense, does it? So the point is, meditate, but if you don't practice within the same situation that you think caused your anger in the first place, you're not going to be able to see with a clear mind that you now just cultivated where the anger comes from in the first place. And that's within you. And when you see things less personal, this becomes more clear. So anyways, I think this video is probably getting a little bit long, and I'll leave you with that. Thank you so much for watching. Wherever you are around the world, whatever time it is that you're watching this video, thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace.